Another thing I keep up in the top portion of the lid is I keep this signal panel so I can quickly, if I need to get a hold of somebody's attention, I can do that. A couple other things I carry for signaling. And I mean, signaling is something that people think, oh, I don't want to be seen, and they're all in a ninja suit and doing all this sneaking around. And yeah, you may have to do that, and that's okay. But you may also want to be seen. You didn't show up because your leg is broken. And I live in a double canopy forest, and there's some places in the world that are triple canopy. And so the only ground to air signal that will penetrate all that is pretty much smoke. It will go through all that vegetation. Sometimes, like in these laurel thickets, it could be so dense that you wouldn't see a signal panel during the daytime. You might not even see a white light source at night. So I don't know. I carry smoke for that reason. This is one of the MK8 life smokes. It's buoyant. That's what they use, like if you get on a cruise ship and they've got all the little life rafts you get in, these are in there. And I've used them. We tested them. They work great. Orange smoke. Now, okay, I know some of you are probably thinking, you can do a signal fire, and you can. But you ever heard of the place called Smoky Mountains? Yeah, so there's always a haze. This morning here in these mountains, there was a white, thick fog hanging in here. It'd be hard for someone from the air to differentiate, unless you're burning a tire, something that's going to be really black smoke. Sometimes that smoke can blend in. Nothing says a human did this like orange smoke, some colorful smoke billowing through. That really speaks to people as, hey, that's not natural, and that's probably somebody in distress. So for that reason, I carry it. If you don't want to, fine, you don't have to. Some people even laugh, oh, that's too much weight. And I'm not an ultralight hiker. I'm not, and I'm okay with carrying heavier packs. You know, I regularly carry 50, 60, 70 pound packs. So it's not a problem for me. And if I need to cut weight, I'll throw some of this crap down on the ground and walk away. I'd rather have it, not need it, not have it. And you watch the news, every calendar year, there's somebody who, had they had one of these, they would have been recovered or rescued much quicker than what actually plays out. Another cheap thing is signal whistle. These are only $2 to $4, I think, you know. That sound really carries. Very little expenditure of energy on my part. If my ribs are bashed up, I can get your attention with this more than I can trying to scream all day. So I carry one of those. And just like with rain gear, we want our signaling to be carried somewhere where we can kind of get a hold of it. So generally what I'm gonna do is, once I start walking, that's why this is on a lanyard, this is gonna go ahead and be put around my neck so it's on my person. If I leave my pack and I'm down here and something happens, I have this on me. Same thing with the light, it'll go around my neck. All this stuff's on lanyards for that purpose. What has happened to some people, they become separated from their pack. In one case, a guy was squatted down and he was doing his business, and his pack was up near the trail, up against a tree, and a bear came by and took a liking to what he was smelling in his pack. And he grabbed it and took off with it. And so then the guy had only what was on his person, his first level, his first line gear. What did he have on his belt and in his pockets? That was it. That's what he had. And so get in the habit of, you know, thinking that way. Have certain survival kits and items on your person. Have some things in the bag, but if you fall into a body of water and you have to come out of your bag to keep from drowning, or you're hung on the side of a cliff you just rolled down and you come out of your bag and the bag falls away, have enough on you that you can continue to survive. I've already done videos on my pocket survival kit. I have it on me right now. Find that. Medical kit, I already have it. It's in my pocket. It's not in the backpack, because I'm going to be wherever that medical need is, my body will be there. So those items I keep closer to me. You know, a good knife, I try to keep a Benchmade. Not that they're the best knife in the world, it's just that I'm going to be in. Then this is a topographical weatherproof map of the area that I live in. So it's got a lot of good data on there for me. I've got a compass with a global needle, some paste beads, also on a lanyard. Again, it'll go around my neck. And then I have paste beads and a compass in a bag by itself as a backup if this one becomes lost or damaged. Or I just want to cross-check them and make sure the compasses agree, you know, make sure we're doing the right thing. Or if I need to send somebody, if I'm part of a group and they don't have a compass, I can say, here is a compass and some paste beads. Now go forth and to that place, and I don't have to totally divest myself of all the navigational aids I may have. And I will keep these in this little pouch on the belt so that I can get to those while I'm walking without having to take my pack off. That would be the ideal scenario. And again, as soon as I start walking, I'm going to take the one on the lanyard and put it on my body, attach it to me some kind of way, and the backup will stay in my ruck. If I lose the actual backpack itself, then I'm going to still have something on me that I can function with. Pretty hard to improvise a compass, so I carry two. You can improvise. There's other types of navigation, but why go through that? Why put yourself through that misery? The headlamp. This is just nothing high speed or flashy about it. It's just your basic, available at Walmart or any other place, headlamp. Runs on AAA batteries. It's got white light or red light, if that matters to you. Some people like blue light. You can see blood or whatever, you know. Depends on your function. Like, what are you doing? I just don't want to walk off a cliff, so sometimes I may have a PVS 14 in here, maybe, but most of the time I'm just going to have this light so I can do tasks. And having something that attaches to your head and keeps your hands free is really nice. Like if you're working with both hands using a knife, or it's a medical situation and you're the only one there to help this person, you need both your hands. So I kind of like this, you know, in addition to the small flashlight that I have tethered into the bag. So what I'll do with it is I'm going to put it over here on the other side belt pocket so that I can get to that easily and I can feel my way to it. I can feel the backpack straps in total darkness and I can feel which one that is and say, okay, there's my light. I'm also going to take this little battery case that has 4 batteries and I'm going to slide it in there too. And see, my headlamp and my flashlight run on the same type of battery. They're both AAAs. Not that I planned it that way, but I've got tons of light. So for this bag, I went all AAA, and another one, they may be all AA or whatever, but I try to have them to where they can all run off the same battery, you know? Just seems more streamlined that way. I've carried this Gorilla tape. This stuff's like 1 inch wide. Really, really durable, and you can do tons of stuff with it. So I kind of just mashed the roll flat. It's good to have, and I drop it down here next to that little pill bottle survival kit. Then my water bottle, I will let him rest up here under the lid for now. Just right up top. And no, I don't carry water in it because these mountains are, you can't walk in any given direction without tripping over a spring, a creek, a branch, a river, a pond, something. There's a spring head probably 230 meters that way. There's a creek about 150 meters that way running perpendicular to that stream, and there's a pond over there about 600 meters. That's the water situation here. So I'm not really concerned. Now, if I were in an arid environment, my bug out bag would be a jerry can on a pack frame strapped to my back and a boonie hat. That would be what I'd do. Like, have a lot of water. So, our poncho, excuse me there, kitty. I gotta borrow your rest. Can I have it? Can I have this? AK. You know, cats are not like dogs. You can't just, he's even closing his eyes. He's like, I'm actually napping here. So I'm just gonna stuff this thing in, no rhyme or reason, and it's going in that outermost pocket. Like suddenly it comes up a rain, I'm gonna throw that poncho over my pack, pull out my rain gear, put it on my body, you know, and I can live happily ever after. So now that I've done that, we have these baby wipes, but they're not baby wipes. These are medical grade Hygiene premium multi-purpose washcloth. So supposedly it had aloe, lanolin, yeah, some type of antimicrobial. People that are bedridden, you can take the bath with this, you know, and keep from getting crotch rot and funkadelicness and all that from happening. And so if we're talking cold environment, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not going to get naked and go in the creek. It's not happening. So there's my bath right there. And toilet paper. Toilet paper is no good in the field because when toilet paper is wet, it doesn't end well. So this stuff can be wet and it's still tough. So you can wash your body. You can take care of number 2 with it, all types of good stuff. So yeah, I usually put in some type of baby wipe or these high-speed medical grade type things here. So the only other thing that we haven't done is the shelter sheet. And then we will adjust the pack. So I'll set the pack aside for now. Now, I know you could make the argument, hey man, you already have a poncho. What do you need a shelter sheet for? I like redundancy and I like dry places. I went camping in Canada once for a couple of months and it rained like every day there. So I place a high value on a dry spot. And this thing is huge, but it also doesn't weigh much. But I can put me and all of my kids under this and my equipment and stay dry. It's just huge. So I chose that. And I can wrap my pack up in it, turn it into a boat, cross the river. So it's good times for that. So now I'm going to pack this in, and then we'll cinch all the straps down, and the pack will be done. We're on the weight thing. I know some of you ultralight types out there have got this very specific number in mind, and that's cool. But I put mine on and go walking with it in the mountains a lot, and I know where my capabilities are. If you've got physical limitations, or if you're not in shape to do it, then, you know, by all means, do a lighter pack. So like I say, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just showing you what I do. You can do any of it or none of it, and it doesn't matter. You know, this is kind of like a pair of shoes. It either fits or it doesn't. So you do what's right for you, and that's it. And other things I like to do, I have kids. So each kid has a wool blanket. Notice they're slightly different in color. You don't have to deal with it. That's mine. Oh no, that's mine. So they get nice fluffy wool blankets. These will go under the back seat of my truck if the truck breaks down, or that's their backpack. You just carry the wool blanket, I got the rest. Fiskars. Again, I don't own stock in the company. I can't tell you how many times I've been going down the road and a limb or a tree has fallen, and I will handle it using these Fiskars axes. They're awesome. This is one of the newer ones. And it was hanging in the barn, but now that I have this truck, it's going in this truck. That's part of my winter thing. So I can clear the road using that axe. I have actually used my axe quite a bit. So I would recommend doing that. At least if you live in an area like mine where trees coming down are a thing. Another thing I like to do is I'll have some water in the vehicle because everybody's got to stay hydrated. I don't keep it full in case it were to freeze, or I can wrap it in some of these wool blankets. But it is a good amount of water, and those cans are pretty tough. Other things, situationally dependent. If you have an infant, then extra diapers, extra wipes, extra formula, whatever, have that. Special medical needs, diabetics, whatever. Make sure you have all that. Plan to live in your car for 3 days. Ask yourself, if I had to live in my car for 3 days, what would I add? Think about snowpocalypse or snowmageddon in Atlanta. There were people living in their car. So we expect, oh, we're going to be back home because that's the way it is every day until it's not. So now that we're approaching colder weather, just have a look at your vehicle. This is a good time to revisit your situation and say, okay, if X happened, you know, how do I feel about my preparedness for that? And that's really the whole point of doing this video, is to cause you to go through that process for yourself. Nobody has the answers except for you. So do the work, get out there and talk, research, figure that out. And good luck to Jason, whatever he's doing. And when he comes back, he'll pick up and do some more content for you. So take care, guys.